Hi everyone, my name is Vendik and you're welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to treat LTA. Okay, so before we get into that, don't forget to do the YouTube business if you are a return subscriber. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. All right, we provide every information to keep you in profit when it has to do with trading. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to it. So as we said, LTA means low traffic area. Okay, so it's a concept that price action actually implements in their trading, and it's very important. It's a crucial one that you need to really understand how it is. As the name is, low traffic area, there are places on the market, okay, that price can move that fast based on the traffic that the market causes. So when we get to the chart, I will explain this in detail so that you will know where you have these traffics and where you have somewhere that you can accelerate. Okay, so that's it. So if you can get this concept very well, you will actually know when to trade and when not to trade. So this will bring us back to our section bias. That means if you have a trading section, then your section should have volume. If your section have volume and then you understand the concept of LTA, you should definitely be in profit all the time. That's one thing. Okay, so as price action trader, these are things you really need to put into consideration. So without further ado, let's get into the chart so that I will explain this in details. So welcome to the chart. Okay, I think this Euro GBP. Okay, we can use anything and do this example. All right, doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is what it is. All right. If market moves if market moves, okay, let's say for example we have something like this. Okay, don't worry, my drawing might not be that accurate, but we can use it and for what we want to. Okay, this is a bearish candle. Okay, this is a bearish candle. Let me make it 4. Okay, let me make it 4, please. I want to really take time, okay, and so that you get clarity on this. I really want to take time and explain, because this is crucial. This is something that will really help you. Okay, so I think the drawing time is too much. All right. Sorry about the old drawing over thing. So this is an example of what I mean. Okay, so if we have a direction like this, okay, if you have a direction like this, something like this is a clean candles moving in one direction. Okay, this is a low traffic area because there's nothing obstructing the market going downward. All right, so that's what LTA is. So if we have a set of bearish candle moving in one direction like this is a low traffic area. Okay, so we call this an LTA. Okay, there's no traffic on it. And then example of a bullish example of a bullish LTA is this. Okay, so this one here is not LTA. All right, that's one thing you really need to know. Don't worry, I will show you all of it on a live chat. Okay, this is not an LTA because this form of support, this is a form of a support, this is a form of a support. So when you have candles like this, okay, there are a whole lot of a kind of inconsistent on the movement. Okay, tends to bounce back from a resistance or a support zone or whatsoever. So a chart like that looks like this. Okay, it's not an LTA. Okay, it's not an LTA. So you really need, if you are trading from a zone, remember I made mention of trading from one zone to another. So if you implement the trading of zones, okay, so if you find a zone but it's not an LTA, it simply means it's not a good idea for you to trade that zone. All right, so if your zones are LTA zones, you will tend to complete your trades very fast. Okay, that's one advantage. And another thing is that if you have an LTA, there is nothing stopping the market from going to the next zone. All right, so see trading at zone and then always look out for LTA. All right, so this is what LTA is. Okay, a candle moving in one direction without anything obstructing it, and then this is an example of a chart pattern that is not an LTA. So something like this is an LTA. So let's get into a live chart so that I'll show you something. All right, I'll show you something. Okay, I don't know. There's another thing I want to add to that. Okay, news event is not an LTA. Okay, so you don't consider news event as an LTA. So something like this, if it was a news, it's not an LTA. Okay, that's one thing you really need to put into consideration. Okay, so I strongly believe that this is not a news too. Okay, so this is example of LTA. All right, let me mark up this zone. Okay, this zone is example of LTA. Let me make it faint a little so that you can see. All right. Okay, this zone here is an LTA. So if you are trading this and then your bias and your analysis say that, okay, you are coming to this zone, all right, this is example of LTA. So if you close above here, if you are using a setup 1, setup 2, okay, whatsoever setup you are using, okay, then it gives you a bias of going up, right? So from here to here, if market is coming back to this zone, okay, there will be nothing that will stop this market from moving from here to here, right? Because here is an LTA, all right, there is nothing stopping this market from moving from here to this zone, all right? So that's the meaning of LTA. Okay, so if you are taking a bias, if you are entering into a market, always consider LTA, especially if you are a price action trader. So consider LTA, all right, because if you are trading into LTA, your trade tends to complete very, very fast. Okay, so that's another thing you really need to. So this example of LTA, all right. So you don't actually come into market and then you buy into this. Okay, so this is traffic, all right. Market can decide to come down from here, can decide to go up from here, so you never can tell what is going to happen in this place. Okay, so you don't buy market at here, so you wait for clean candles. When you have a clean candle, that's when you buy. For example, this is another LTA, all right. So if you have a close above here and then your bias is telling you that you are going up, then simply means that you are going to move from here to this point very fast. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, I'm very, very sure that this is a news event. All right, this is a news event. That's not an LTA. This is an LTA. All right, so an example of it, you have an LTA upward. If you go back, okay, if there was a candle closing below, if you go back to this zone, you always see that it's an LTA. Okay, if market move very fast, okay, so was an LTA. Okay, this is an LTA. Okay, market example of an LTA is this. Okay, market move very fast to here, create a support, going back to this zone is very simple. All right, that's LTA. Market coming down to here is not LTA, going back to here is not LTA. All right, it's as simple as that. Okay, when it was coming down, it wasn't an LTA. When it's going out, it's not an LTA. So that's why you have all this chubby movement here. And then when it was coming here, it wasn't an LTA. As it's going back, it's not an LTA. So those are things you really need to consider. All right, this is an LTA move. So if you get a close below this range and you want to trade back, for market to come down to this zone, it's an LTA, so it will move very fast. It's as simple as that. Okay, so these are things you really need to consider. Okay, and make sure you are not mistaking a news event for LTA. All right, news events are not LTAs. Okay, so LTAs are all over in the market, but they are not news events. Okay, be very, very sure of that. Okay, so this is what example. Okay, this was a clean New York push. All right, I think, yeah, New York pushed this, London pushed this to the up. We have a consolidation. Immediately we close below. Okay, London pushed back down here. Very simple. Okay, that's what LTA is. Okay, it create a break below, it create. Very simple. No traffic, simple. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, so that's what LTA is. This is a clean LTA. You get a close above here, okay, with your bias. Okay, so why this one filled up is because it's against the trend. That's another thing you really need to consider. Okay, so if you are trading a market, you don't say, oh, because it's LTA, I'm getting it. No, 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 no. The fact is that there are still some conditions you need to actually implement. Example, your trading bias. Okay, so if you're looking at buys today, okay, and you have an LTA on the sell side, there is no need of you looking at it. But if your bias is sales and then you have an LTA on the sales, that gives you more confirmation that your market, your trade is going to move very fast and you're going to achieve that you want very fast too. So these are things you really need to put into consideration, and this is all about LTA. Please, if you implement this on your chart, okay, whatsoever, that's why I said it's a concept, it's not a strategy. So if you apply this to your rules of trading, okay, that you are only trading only on LTA zones, I can guarantee you this will drastically improve, okay, your win rate. All right, it doesn't matter your risk to reward ratio. If you are doing 1:1, 1:1, that doesn't matter. Just know what is LTA. Okay, LTA is not the news, and LTA happen mostly on a volume section. Okay, so if London is opening, you always have a volume towards that particular time. Okay, so you look at your London zones. Okay, and if you are trading London, make sure you are trading London. You don't mix up the whole things. Okay, be specific on what you are doing. Write down your rules and follow it. And then I'm telling you, you should add LTA to your rules. This actually improve my trading. And then sitting too much on the time and then got this psychology candle staying in one zone for a very period of time. This actually change your perspective when it has to do with the decision you make. All right, so if market is kind of chubby around area, weak down, create dodgy, and just be moving around a particular zone, okay, these things actually tend to deal with your psychology because you are looking at the chart. Especially most of us that are doing scalping, all right, they're not just entering to the market and then you close. No, no, no. If you are just someone that is trading 1 4 hour, in 1 4 hour you are just looking, a whole lot of things is happening because you enter the market at the wrong zone. Okay, so this with repeatedly, it will actually make you to doubt your strategy. So it's better you get into the market and you get out of it successfully. Okay, all right, that's just what LTA is. Okay, so just implement this to your trade. It will actually change the way you look at it. Okay, for example, this is not an LTA, this is on news. All right, this is a CPI news, so it's not an LTA, so you can't consider this as an LTA despite it happens. Okay, this happens 6 o'clock, so I think this will be Tokyo section or something. So this is not a news event. This is news event, this is not LTA. Okay, this is when London opened, right? London opened towards the end and then it sells down. That's why I like DJ always give me what I want. All right, okay, so that's it. So choose your pair very well and then know what is LTA. Okay, LTA upward, LTA downward. Simple, very, very, very simple check. Okay, LTA. Okay, this is a clean LTA. Why are we having this LTA? Because there was an LTA. This is a news event. I told you this is a news event. Okay, this is a news event. All right, LTA down, LTA over. Don't consider this. This is not part of the market. Okay, it wasn't caused by the volume of market. Okay, that's another thing you need. LTA up. Okay, I don't take this as an LTA because this is a news. All right, LTA up, LTA down. Simple. All right, simple. Okay, definitely these are news events. Definitely. So these are things you really need to consider. Right, so that's what LTA is. So as a price action trader, you really need to implement this to your trade, and you will see how this thing will drastically change and improve your win rates. Okay, and then it will actually correct your psychology. Okay, when it comes to screen time, wasting much time on the screen, this will really change. So backtest this, and then if you find this content useful, please don't forget to do the YouTube business. Okay.